Thank you very much. It is my privilege now to announce that we are going to have a county proclamation honoring the Intellectual and Developmental Disabilities Month, and we have someone who will be presenting the proclamation. So I'd ask her to come up to the podium.
Good morning, everyone. I am Teresa Lawrence, Deputy Chief of Staff for County Commissioner Bobby Powell, and I am here on his behalf this morning. He could not be here. He has an engagement down in Miami. So thank you so much for receiving me today and allowing me to present this special recognition. Certificate of Recognition honoring Emmanuel Manny Garrett Parker. Whereas intellectual and developmental disabilities, IDD, are lifelong conditions that begin during the developmental period and may affect learning, communication, mobility, and independent living. And whereas, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, approximately 1 in 6 children in the United States has a developmental disability, and an estimated 7.4 million Americans live with an intellectual or developmental disability. And whereas in Florida, hundreds of thousands of residents live with IDD, and in Palm Beach County, thousands of individuals and families are supported annually through schools, healthcare, providers, nonprofit organizations, and community-based agencies. And whereas individuals with IDD continue to face disparities in healthcare, employment, education, and community inclusion, underscoring the need for awareness, advocacy, and systems change to advance equity and opportunity. And whereas Palm Beach County is committed to strengthening partnerships among public agencies, nonprofit organizations, faith-based institutions, and community stakeholders to ensure residents with IDD have access to quality services, inclusive opportunities, and pathways to independence. And whereas Emmanuel Manny Garrett Parker exemplifies resilience and achievement, having been born prematurely at 1 pound, 4 ounces. But God, I like to say that right there. And overcoming significant medical challenges, including multiple surgeries, deafness, developmental delays, and extensive medical interventions. And whereas despite these hardships, Manny achieved academic honors, maintained perfect attendance, competed in Special Olympics, became a Florida State bowling champion, served as a JROTC staff sergeant at Jupiter High School, and earned the prestigious rank of Eagle Scout. That's incredible. An honor recognized and achieved by only a small percentage of Scouts nationwide. And whereas Manny's Eagle Scout projects supporting families at St. Mary's Children's and Johns Hopkins Hospital reflects the spirit of service and leadership that this month celebrates. And whereas March is an opportunity to promote inclusion, celebrate ability, strengthen policy, and reaffirm Palm Beach County's commitment to ensuring every resident, regardless of ability, can live, work, learn, and prosper. Presented this 12th day of March 2026, Palm Beach County Board of County Commissioners, Commissioner Bobby Powell. Thank you so much for allowing me to present today, and if the family can come up and receive this proclamation, I will be delighted.
Good morning. My name is Erica Garrett, and of course, this is my son, Emmanuel Garrett Parker. This is his father, Ray Parker, and of course, we have Grandma and Grandpa and our village back here because it does take a village to raise a child. And I want to give a special thank you to Mr. Green for honoring Manny in Palm Beach County, Bobby Powell, as well as Jupiter High School. And we have our representative here, Mr. Runner. So wave, Mr. Runner from Jupiter High School. He works at the ESC department, and nothing gets past Mr. Runner. So we want to say thank you for him and allowing the principal to have him to come here to help us today. So today we begin Emmanuel with, he started out as a miracle, right? 1 pound, 4 ounces. So as his mother, moments the doctors weren't really sure, but I was sure because I was his mother, and that's why his name is Emmanuel, meaning God with us, which is named after Grandpa. That's why he's raising his hands, because he's Emmanuel too. And so Manny is deaf with intellectual disability, but we want to focus in our home that it's his ability, not a disability. He doesn't know he has special needs because I don't tell him. And that's how I raise him. And that's why he goes to school every day, perfect attendance no matter what he's going through. He will have surgery, and the next day he will be right at school. He does not like to miss a day. He was mad today that, Mommy, you made me miss my bus. I'm missing school. And his teachers are worried because he's always at school. So today, we wanted to focus on that, on all his greater things that he's actually done. He never lets anything stop him. He always says he can do it. And even in scouting, I wanted him to join scouting because I wanted my son to have friends. Because everywhere he goes, he was always the only black African-American student in class. No one looked like him. So that's why we joined scouting, because everyone looked like him in our troop. And we even started out as a pack, and then I actually founded our own troop because we wanted him to continue to go on. And you know, the Bible says last shall be first. So even though Manny started things later in life, but he is the first deaf African-American Eagle Scout in the country. He is the first. Arrows of Light, which is the highest rank in Cub Scout. So that's what we strive to do in this. And most of you don't know, my son had a feeding tube till he was 14 years old and went to school every day. No one knew it, but we did. And he did not let that stop him. So, and we tell everyone, you don't have any excuses. Because if Manny can do it, everyone else can do it too. And we are right there with him every step of the way. All those merit badges, I walked 50 miles with him. So everything he did, we did it together as a family. And his dad is a retired warrant officer in the military. And as you can see, he followed in the footsteps with his honors. Okay. His ultimate goal is to be in the military, but we know with his disability, he probably won't be accepted, but we're going to fight it all the way because there are some things that he can do in the military, even if he gets a job for the military working, but that's what we strive to do. And next month, his sister is a retired lieutenant colonel, so we'll be going to Orlando to support her in the military. My father over there is retired military Air Force. We have a long line of military. Our family, Eddie Nelson, military. So we have a long line of military, and that's what we want to strive, and that's what we're going to keep fighting for him to try to do something for the military. That's our ultimate goal, because Manny has made history, and we just want him to know that we're always going to be here to support him, whatever he decides to do in life. And I truly want to thank all of you for this prestigious honor that we're going to spread and share to the world, that even though you have a disability, but that should not stop you in your journey in life. And that's what he strives to do every day. And I just want to thank all of you for that. And also our village, because it definitely takes a village to raise a child, especially to my mother and father, Dr. Glenda Garrett, retired principal, Emmanuel Garrett, retired assistant principal as well. They both have 40 years in education, and that's what we strive to do. My sister's also a principal in Jacksonville, Florida, and I'm actually a retired engineer for Department of Commerce, so I did patents for a living. And right now, I went in the footsteps. I didn't think I was going to be in education, but I'm actually now assistant principal at Inlet Grove Middle School. So education is important to us, and that's why we strive to do. And we would like to stay, but we're going to stay a few minutes because Manny's already told me he has to get to school because I'm messing up his perfect attendance. And May 19th, he will be going across stage, Jupiter High School, perfect attendance, honor roll student, National Honor Society, English Honor Society, and awards and accolades from the military, from Jupiter High School. So May 19th will be graduation date. But that's just the end of that chapter because his journey will continue to live on. And if you want to know more about Emmanuel, you can just Google us. And I'll end with this. We just started our own foundation. It's called the Garrett Parker Hearing Impaired Foundation, which means we will like to help other families with students like Manny, help them to know that they can do it. And there's all kind of resources out there, even learning sign language and providing resources. So that's our next journey, is to do that. So we will look for your support there. And again, thank you. Oh, and by the way, President Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris gave him the Lifetime Achievement Award, so he has a presidential medal as well, so everyone across the world would know Emmanuel Garrett Parker, and he has well over 2,000 community service hours, and that's just what I turned in. He probably has a lot more because he's always busy. So, so he always getting a special award for all of his community service hours because his goal in his life, he loves to help people. And he's always done that, even as a baby. He sees a baby crying, even in kindergarten. I was the one crying. He was taking care of all the other kids. He never cried a day in his life, rides the bus. And that's his journey in life. He always wants to help others, and that's what we're going to here to do. So, thank you.
Thank you very much.